The US Defence Secretary has pledged to make NATO great again, as he insisted that America has given no concessions to Russia's President Putin over Ukraine. Pete Hesketh was speaking at a NATO summit in Brussels as Ukraine and their European allies expressed concerns over what a peace deal could look like and who would be involved. Tonight, Russia said Ukraine would be part of the negotiations, but there would be separate talks with the US too. That came as Sir Keir Starmer told ITV News Ukraine must remain an independent, viable state. We'll have more on that interview in just a moment. But first, here's our correspondent, Geraint Vincent.
The North Atlantic Treaty Organisation, the cornerstone of European security, has been shaken from the inside. America's president has started negotiating with Russia without them, and he sent one of his deputies to Brussels in a bright blue suit with the stars and stripes in his pocket to tell NATO's defence ministers about the new approach to ending the war in Ukraine.
Let us start with...
Now, hold on, John.
Sir.
I'm going to talk first.
Roger that.
The interesting part is oftentimes, while the conventional status quo mindset or the legacy media wants to play checkers, the same checkers game we've been playing for decades, President Trump, time and time again, finds a way to play chess. As a deal maker, as a businessman who understands how to create realities and opportunities where they otherwise may not exist.
Russia's defence ministry has released this footage of its relentless offensive in the east of Ukraine. The Kremlin says that the negotiations will be on a bilateral track between Moscow and Washington. But of course, Ukraine will take part one way or another. That assurance won't be enough for President Volodymyr Zelensky, who's clearly concerned that a deal might be imposed upon him. No talk about Ukraine without Ukraine, he says. But he, like his European allies, is playing catch-up on peace talks they know little about.
So we all want Ukraine to be in the best possible position when those talks start, to make sure that they can be concluded successfully.
And before he left Brussels, Mr. Hegseth had another message for his NATO allies. Start paying for your own security.
Our partners must do far more for Europe's defense. We must make NATO great again.
No one knows when they'll meet again, what the basis for a peace agreement might be, or how it will be policed. But if Mr. Trump does come up with a war-ending deal, he'll expect Europe to pick up the bill. Geraint Vincent, ITV News.